Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha. Hello everyone. So today I feel like talking about what is Bodhicitta. So for those who practice Mahayana Buddhism, one would know that Bodhicitta is really the most important thing in Mahayana Buddhism. If we were really to pick one thing, the most fundamental thing for a Mahayana practitioner, it would really be Bodhicitta. Without Bodhicitta, you cannot really call yourself a Mahayana Buddhist. You cannot really say you are taking up the Bodhisattva path, even if you are practicing a form of Buddhism that belongs to Mahayana Buddhism. But if you don't have Bodhicitta, then you are not really a Mahayana Buddhist yet. Because Buddhism is not about formality, it's not about the form, but it's really about our state of mind. So what exactly is Bodhicitta? So Bodhi from Sanskrit means awakening, and Chitta means the mind or consciousness. So Bodhicitta means the awakening mind. And this awakening mind has two aspects. First, one aspires to realize the perfect enlightenment, that is the Buddhahood. And not only that, the second aspect is that the purpose of wanting to realize the perfect enlightenment is for the benefit of all sentient beings. So that's why Bodhicitta is really the hallmark of the Bodhisattva path, the hallmark of Mahayana Buddhism. If we were really to pick the most important thing for a Mahayana practitioner and the most fundamental thing for Mahayana practitioners, it would really be this. It would be Bodhicitta. Whether one has Bodhicitta or not distinguish whether one is actually practicing Mahayana Buddhism, one is actually genuinely taking up the Bodhisattva path. So why is Bodhicitta so important? So if one has the Bodhicitta, one wants to realize the perfect enlightenment not just for their own self-salvation, but for the benefit of all sentient beings. And why this is so important? It's because this is actually the quickest way for us to let go of the ego self. If you always think about helping other sentient beings, really selflessly helping others, of course it will be much quicker for you to let go of the self. Our attachment to the self is really one of the greatest obstacles for us to become awakened. So through selflessly helping others, it can help us to quickly let go of the self. And also through selflessly helping others, it helps us to achieve the mind of equality, to remove our separation. Without Bodhicitta, one can never become a Bodhisattva. And without Bodhicitta, one can never become a Buddha. One may realize enlightenment at the stage of Arhat or Arahant or Practical Buddha, which we'll also talk about this later. But one can never become a Bodhisattva and one can never become a Buddha. Why is that? Because at the level of the Buddha, one becomes one with all things and all beings. And that is why you need Bodhicitta. If you don't want to help others, how can you become one with all things and all beings? Why Bodhisattvas and Buddhas, they can selflessly, unconditionally help all sentient beings? Because they don't have any separation between themselves and others. They really see the oneness in all things and all beings. So that's why without Bodhicitta, without this awakening mind to want to help benefit all sentient beings, one can never realize Buddhahood. So we know that all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they have great vows to help save sentient beings. And this is because of their Bodhicitta, so they generate great vows. And this great vows, this Bodhicitta is really like petrol, momentum, this self-generated energy. Because of their Bodhicitta, because of their great vows, so they can overcome all kinds of difficulties, all kinds of obstacles to help save sentient beings. And they will never complain. It doesn't matter how sentient beings may treat them, but they have no complaint. whatsoever, and they will keep performing the act of helping to save all sentient beings, regardless of what happens, because of their firm, indestructible bodhicitta and their great vows. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, like Bodhicitta, is really unconditional, and they want to help all sentient beings to liberate from all sufferings in life, also without attachment, without expecting anything in return. This kind of spirit is really so touching. It really touched me whenever I read the great vows of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and how they really have this unconditional, boundless compassion to want to help save all sentient beings. That is why it's important for Mahayana practitioners to generate bodhicitta. If you don't generate bodhicitta, then you will fall back a lot in your practice compared to someone who generates bodhicitta. Why is that? If you think about helping and benefiting other sentient beings, of course, you want to practice much more diligently. As ordinary beings, we are doomed or destined to fall back often on our practice. But for someone with this firm bodhicitta, even if one falls, one will not fall a lot. And then one will again pick up because one has this great motivation, momentum, this petrol, this energy of bodhicitta. One has this thought of wanting to help save sentient beings, so one will not fall back too much on one's practice. That's why we highly encourage all Mahayana practitioners to generate the great bodhicitta. Even if we don't have any ability to help anybody yet, but don't worry, first generate the bodhicitta. So if we are learning from the bodhisattvas, from the Buddhas, then we should really generate bodhicitta. The question comes, how can we actually generate bodhicitta? So in the Avatamsaka Sutra, the last chapter, the practices and vows of Bodhisattva Samadabhadra, this is also one of the 5 Pure Land Sutras in Chinese Pure Land Buddhism. It tells us very clearly in the sutra, the Buddha told us that the great compassionate heart is the essence of all Buddhas Tathagatas. It is because of sentient beings one generates great compassion. It is because of great compassion one generates great bodhicitta. It is because of bodhicitta one realizes anuttaya sanya sambodhi, which means one realizes the perfect enlightenment. So if we want to generate bodhicitta, we first need to have this great compassionate heart. And how to have this great compassionate heart is really to see the suffering of the sentient beings and also see their Buddha nature, know that we are actually in essence the same. I really feel their sufferings as if they were our own suffering. Through this, we give rise to the heart of the great compassion. And through great compassion, we will generate bodhicitta to want to help liberate all sentient beings out of sufferings. And through generate the great bodhicitta, we will eventually realize Buddhahood. Of course, it's not easy to realize enlightenment, let alone to say Buddhahood, which we talked about before. So the easiest way is for us to first go to the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha, like the Buddha told us. For Pure Land practitioners, if we generate the bodhicitta now, which means that you nianfo, you go to the Pure Land, not just for your own salvation, but really you want to help all sentient beings liberate out of sufferings. If you can nianfo with this kind of bodhicitta, with this kind of mindset, then you can attain the highest grade of rebirth. If you nianfo but without bodhicitta, then you will not be able to attain the highest grade of rebirth, but you can still be reborn in the Pure Land. So Amitabha Buddha knows it's not so easy for some people to generate bodhicitta, but first you go to the Pure Land first. And if you don't have bodhicitta, once you're in the Pure Land, the first lesson you will receive by Bodhisattva Guan Yin, Bodhisattva Mahatma Prapta, is to teach you how to generate bodhicitta, and you will immediately generate bodhicitta and take up the Bodhisattva path. So remember, Pure Land Buddhism is actually Mahayana Buddhism. It is the Bodhisattva path. Sometimes people may think, Pure Land practitioners, they're so selfish, they just want to get away to the Pure Land. But the reason why we go to the Pure Land is also for us to quickly realize the perfect Buddhahood so we can help other sentient beings. Now we don't have the ability to help ourselves, let alone to say help others. That's why we first go to the Pure Land. There we will have the best teacher, the best teachings. There will be a great environment for us to cultivate our practice, and there we will be able to realize the perfect enlightenment quickly, and we can have the full capacities to help save sentient beings. So Pure Land Buddhism is actually in essence the Mahayana path. But if you really cannot generate bodhicitta now, that is also fine. Master Yi, the ninth patriarch of Chinese Pure Land Buddhism, also says if you have this sincere mind, sincere vow towards seeking rebirth in the Pure Land, in a way this can also be equivalent to a form of bodhicitta, right? Because once you are in the Pure Land, you are destined to become a bodhisattva. You will take up the bodhisattva path. So I talked about before, whoever that's reborn in the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha, you will immediately become a bodhisattva. Right? Even now, it may be difficult for you to generate the bodhicitta. But of course, if you can generate the bodhicitta now, then it will be the best, and you can attain the highest grade of rebirth. So why is that? It's not because Amitabha Buddha has separation that he divides into so many grades of rebirth. It's not that he really had this requirement for us, but it's really because our mind resonates with the Buddha's mind. The more our mind or our heart resonate with the Buddha's heart, then the higher grade of rebirth that we will attain. So that is how it works. All is actually from our mind. Our state of mind, our level of practice determines our grade of rebirth. So in Chinese Pure Land Buddhism, we also highly encourage Pure Land practitioners to generate bodhicitta now if we can. So the 11th patriarch of Chinese Pure Land Buddhism, Master Xing An, also wrote a very famous article titled Persuade All Beings to Generate Bodhicitta. So when I have time, I'll try to translate this article. It's really worth reading, worth studying for all Mahayana practitioners, for all Pure Land practitioners. So may we all generate the unsurpassed bodhicitta and be reborn in the land of ultimate bliss and to realize the perfect enlightenment. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha.